Even if we do not have a single recorded word of Jesus Christ, by simply observing his behavior, we would conclude very quickly, this is no ordinary man. And that brings us to a booklet called The Man Who Split Time, 22 Proofs That Jesus Christ is God. Imagine a man who lived such an extraordinary life that Western civilization changed the entire calendar system to commemorate his birthday. The obvious question would be, who was that man? And what did he do to deserve such an unprecedented honor? Jesus Christ's life was so different, unique, and extraordinary. Western civilization went, we have got to change the dating system to mark the birth of that man. Jesus Christ changed world history. From the booklet, it's one thing to do magic tricks. It's another thing to perform acts that defy the laws of nature. Watching a Vegas magic show, it causes an audience to say, ooh, ah. But watching a man make food out of nothing and raise people from the dead should cause you to say that man is divine. There you are. You're torturing yourself by watching the evening news. Breaking story. Aren't they all these days? A man is walking through town and he's actually raising people from the dead. Furthermore, he's feeding everybody and he doesn't have a supply line. There's no delivery trucks. He's just making food out of thin air. What would you conclude? Only God can instantaneously and completely heal genuine organic illnesses. Not once did Jesus say, oh, sorry, pal, can't heal that malady. Jesus healed each and every sick person who came to him because he is the warm-hearted God who has the power to heal the sick and lame. Jesus made the lame walk, the blind see, the deaf to hear. You couldn't fake these things. These people had been sick for decades, their whole lives. The whole city knew that's a man who was lame, and Jesus commands him, stand up, pick up your mat, and walk. Imagine you're in a boat. When a sudden storm causes waves to crash into your little dinghy, which is quickly filling with rainwater, out of nowhere, a man approaches your boat walking on the water that instantly obeys his command to be still. What would you conclude? I suspect the same thing that the disciples who saw him walk on water and still the storm with a word, they concluded, surely this is the Son of God. Repeatedly, Jesus demonstrated he knew the specific thoughts of men, and he demonstrated he knew the precise activities of men. Over and over again, he demonstrated he knew the thoughts of men, the intentions of their hearts. Jesus was brutally beaten, scourged with the cat o' nine tails, hung on a cross, had his side punctured with a spear. He was really dead, and yet hundreds of people saw the resurrected Christ alive and well. These people had nothing to gain and everything to lose. Hundreds of people were willing to be martyred because they saw Jesus alive after he most certainly died. A man can take his own life, but a mere mortal can't take it back. Jesus Christ laid down his life. It was not suicide. It was God's prearranged plan. Jesus Christ was not a victim. He was a volunteer who died at just the right time for forgiveness of sins for all the people who would repent and put their trust in him. But he didn't stay in a grave. Instead, 3 days later, this broken, beaten, scourged, bloody pulp of a body resurrected, and eyewitnesses saw it, and eyewitnesses died because of it. What did these people have to gain by claiming that Jesus Christ is the risen Messiah? Absolutely nothing. They would be separated from families, separated from society. They would lose their jobs, their income, their families, their status, and they would lose their lives. Jesus Christ, no mere mortal, fully God, fully man. Jesus Christ, God in flesh, who died for sinners and split time, and you can take it to the bank, and even more, you can take it to the grave. Jesus Christ is God. People love to question the divinity of Jesus Christ. Phil Johnson, what would be one proof that Jesus Christ is God?
The calendar is based on him.
That's a pretty big proof, but we have compiled 21 more proofs Jesus is God in a booklet titled The Man Who Split Time, 22 Proofs Jesus is God. You know somebody who needs to know Jesus. Get your copies. Terrific evangelistic booklet, wretched.org/22.